Now Chrisean saying she had a dream about Ronnie on the night of his death. Girl, what? Then she said that Tasiki set her up.
I knew that Chrisean Jr. was not Blueface Baby when Ronnie mysteriously got offed.
I personally feel like Zeus manipulated the results to control the narrative.
Your mom is so freaking hard. You let him hit it raw. You didn't have second thoughts. Now you a single mom.
And we gotta admit, the way that Chrisean moved after Ronnie, the man who claimed that he was really the father, passed away, it was kind of weird. Like, if you were with somebody for 5 years, you would think you would break down, you would cry, you would feel a little bit of, you know, compassion, even sympathy, right? I feel like when she talk about Ronnie, she's stone-faced. Now, for those of you guys who do not know chriseanrock, she is a crash out. She was with the popular rapper Blueface. She has this other guy who she was with named Ronnie in like high school and a little bit of college. And Chrisean claims that Blueface is the Chrisean Jr.'s father, but Ronnie swore up and down at least 90% that he was the daggone father. And that the DNA test that Chrisean had was fake. And it did look fake because the letter like that she had it on, it was crooked. She was on reality TV. She was always on social media because of her and Blueface's domestic relationship. Now, chriseanrock said that she had a dream about Ronnie the night before he passed away, and I don't think that's too weird, but like I said, all the other stuff is weird, and he does kind of look like Ronnie. Chrisean Jr. does kind of look like Ronnie a little bit. I'm not saying, I don't think he's his twin. I think Chrisean Jr. looks exactly like Chrisean. A lot of people think that she set him up, and I ain't gonna lie, maybe that's true. People felt like Ronnie wanted to get a DNA test for a cloud. Like, why would you, like, if you really feel like that's your child, why do you need a DNA test for you to take care of him? Why not just do it without the DNA test? You want clout. I don't think that's true, because it don't even seem like he was like, to me it didn't seem like he wanted clout. To me it didn't seem like he was trying to like assassinate her character or none of that. It didn't seem that way to me. Chrisean just plays victim a lot. But anyway, we got a lot to unpack, so let me do my disclaimer so we can get right into the video. Oh, but before we do that, I need everyone to stop what they're doing, leave me a like and a comment. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, please and thank you. Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged. Everything in this video is a personal opinion, strictly for entertainment. This video is protected under fair use. I don't know these people personally, so this is not a personal attack, and I didn't make this video to talk down on anyone. I just give my authentic opinion with no ill intent. If you're offended by anything in this video, I am not responsible for your emotions. I just make great videos with full backgrounds of celebrities, influencers, and reality TV stars. This is not a T-page, but I do kiki with my internet homies, so let's get into it.
I knew that Chrisean Jr. was not Blueface Baby when Ronnie mysteriously got offed. Yeah, I knew it, and she just confirmed it on live with Tia Kemp, because how Tia Kemp know? She talks to Blueface mama. That's how she know about how Ronnie passed away. And that's why Chrisean hurried up and hung up when Tia Kemp Yunty mentioned Ronnie. Interesting. So you don't know nothing about his death. You don't have nothing to do with his death. In fact, you stopped talking to that man for years, right? You have a straight face about his death. If anybody has a straight face while they dealt with somebody for years, I don't care how did they impact you, you should have some type of tear. Something's wrong with this.
Now, everybody online is mad because everybody feels like, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, most people feel like Ronnie really was Chrisean Jr.'s father, right? So look, so now Chrisean Sr. is sitting there, you know, playing the victim, acting like she really doesn't know anything. And it was Ronnie's fault. It was Blue's fault. It's Carlissa's fault. It's my sister's fault. Why would she say that? But for real, all of it is common sense. Anybody that was going that hard, oh, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby, she lying, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby. And then like they trying to get a DNA test, and then they mysteriously get unalived when they've been living for so many years. Of course, you're gonna be the first person to blame. Like that's in any situation. Like when a girlfriend died, boyfriend died, baby mama died, baby papa died, you definitely gonna be first that people looking at.
And she said that Tasiki set her up. She done sat down and did a little interview or whatever, speaking on Ronnie. This is the first time she has publicly spoke about Ronnie since he has died. She trying to act oblivious as if she didn't know what happened to him. She said, oh, her little brother had called and saying that, oh, he had passed, and telling her what happened. And she was just like, oh, well, that's crazy, because like it felt like deja vu, because I just had a dream about like literally like the same way he died. Like, girl, you know who is she playing in? For real. Let's keep it a beat. You know what happened. Allegedly, the word on the street was she had something to do with it. Now she talking about, oh, deja vu, oh, like you saying you knew it was gonna happen. Like, that's what's basically you saying. Like, then she talking about, oh, Tasiki had her set up, like, on baddies. Like, she had her throw eggs at her and all this extra stuff. Like, why are you still speaking on her, but you don't want to run a fade? Let's get that. Let's start there. You had plenty of time to do all that act bug and say all this weird shit that you're saying right now. You could have said that when you had that sit down with her. But no, you chose to use Junior as a human shield. Let's keep it a bean. You're not tough. You're not, like, really like that. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she need fucked. The fact that she's speaking on Ronnie is just disrespect. Up here trying to make it seem like, oh my God, she was gone too soon. Girl, literally days prior, you was just saying he was harassing you and you was trying to do this, you was gonna call the police, all this stuff, and now it's like you feel bad and all this extra stuff.
Now, Chrisean's sister sat down with Jason Lee, and she had insinuated that Chrisean might have had something to do with Ronnie getting unalived. Chrisean got mad about that, and I ain't gonna lie, I would have definitely been upset about that too. Yeah, her sister definitely, that's what I got from what she said. I definitely felt like that's what she was insinuating.
Just leave it where it's at, you know? Like, I just want to take care of my set.
Would you guys ever, you don't know if you guys would ever be back cool? Talk. You know, I don't know how that would happen though. Somebody had to set it up, or I don't know, because I thought we was doing good. Like, cause look, we was having exchanges on the internet positively. Mm-hmm. Like, Talil was doing, like, he was clip farming, like doing weird stuff. Like, I like you can't beat Tasiki, you can't beat Tasiki. And my first response instantly was, I love my sister, for a reaction. Mm-hmm. And my reaction was that. And then she reposted the reaction and said, pray for us. So I'm thinking, like, we're going down a better road. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then boom, Jason Lee interview come out. She started insinuating that I got my ex-boyfriend or something. I'm like, okay, child, is you okay? Like, why? So that's I don't like stuff like that. And then she started saying other stuff. I just was like, okay, well, I guess we was cool.
Like Ronnie swore up and down that Chrisean Jr. was his baby just because of, like, a strong feeling that he was having. And then some people that was around chriseanrock told him that it was his baby as well, allegedly. Look, and we all have intuition, so it could be true, right? But sometimes intuitions also do be wrong, because, you know, we go on Maury sometimes and a man will swear up and down, that's my baby. That boy looks just like me, and it will turn out that he is not the father. So it could go either way. But him to feel that strongly, that means that Chrisean might have been smashing them both at the same time, allegedly. So don't smash two men raw at the same time, and another man won't be having all of this drama. Like, and you won't be having all of this drama.
Chrisean,
Yeah.
I know you from that whole situation, man. Listen, how did you meet Chrisean?
Me and Chrisean met in high school. Went to a school called Arundel High School. Me being a new kid at school, Chrisean was already, you know, popular. High school sweethearts. You know, it started off with me taking her pictures, and then it ultimately developed into all right, this is my photographer, into a flirt and into a, you know, developing a relationship.
It's safe to say y'all was in a relationship. Well,
correct. She was my girlfriend. And I asked her to be my girlfriend in 2017 and break up with her as in my girlfriend until 2020 of August, which was prior to her going onto the Blue Girls Club, which was Blueface's version of Bad Girls Club. I broke it off with her right before she went back to Cali for that. The reason she went to that show, because she ain't had nowhere to go. She went there hoping that she would change her situation, but also trying to better and further her career. Because I don't know if you observed it, just, you know, over the course of the years of her dealing with Blueface, she's a naturally clingy, you know, woman. So to be with me all day, every day, under me all day, every day. And I'm telling her, like, look, baby, I got to get outside. I got to go to work. If I don't go to work and put these 40 hours in, we don't eat. I could not make no money while I was dealing with her.
I've heard talk about the topic. They're like, man, boy look like him. You know,
I will say this. For the longest was convincing myself that Junior's not mine. Until it came to my understanding from people within the chriseanrock team, it came to my understanding like, bro, that's your baby, that's your kid, woo woo. So I'm like, I thought about it. And I started paying attention how certain things were addressed and how certain things were went about. And it started to raise red flags. It started to raise my concern. And it started to make me think like, Is it a chance of him being mine? Lately, I've been developing somewhat of what I believe to be a spiritual connection with Junior. The reason why I can't just sleep and lay down and not worry about it is because he's my son.
And it was alleged he was scheduled for a DNA test the week before he died. So, like, that's definitely crazy. Like, so it's not just because, like, Chrisean here, she thinks, like, people are out to get her just because she is, quote-unquote, famous, right? But no, it's not that, boo. This will happen to any woman, even the average woman with no following in this situation. It's not because you're Chrisean Rock.
And he was born. Mm-hmm. He was born in Baltimore. I was with Chrisean when her water broke. You get what I'm saying? So I seen him. Yeah, I seen. I'm telling you too much. I'm telling you too much. Long story short, I seen baby boy when he came out the hospital.
So we're at the hospital when she had the baby?
Next question.
No, I need to know that.
Next question.
I want to know. Please.
Next question. I'm gonna just say, I know who cut the umbilical cord.
You feel like in your heart that he's your son?
Hey, I ain't gonna get ahead of myself because if he's not, y'all gonna have a field day with me. I already know y'all is, but I ain't gonna lie. I feel like it's a chance.
A black man doesn't go that hard about a baby with so much conviction in his heart for nothing unless he knows for sure that's his baby. Ronnie had more than just a gut feeling. A man knows his seed. R.I.P. Ronnie. And like I said, majority I think that's true, but sometimes someone will know and the baby looks just like that person, but that baby is not that person's biological father. I have seen it a couple of times. Just like sometimes when these women come on these shows and they know their man is cheating, and then sometimes it turned out they really wasn't. You was just being insecure.
I personally feel like Zeus manipulated the results to control the narrative. And I personally think that Maury needs to get involved. And I personally think that somebody would be awful sad if they waited until the 18th birthday of Chrisean Jr. to find out that you are not the father.
She's sensitive. Ain't no way she ain't crying. I agree with that to an extent, but then also I feel like just because someone dies, I don't feel like you have to cry, especially not on social media. Like, you don't owe social media to see you cry or whatever. But on the other hand, you have definitely cried on social media, so you cry about anything else, so why not cry about this? A lack of eye contact, looking everywhere clearly in her eyes, thinking of stuff to say, trying to make sense. She literally said a whole lot of nothing, dog, for real. She made no daggone sense, but have out hints she had no protection because her brothers are locked up. Pay attention to her body language, bro. She did it. I mean, I just feel like you would never know. But I will say, like I said, it's awfully convenient that allegedly he was trying to get a DNA test and he gets unalive.
I've been with him for like 5 years, like in high school and a little bit of my college years. And ties with his family, like loved him down. Like, that's why I never spoke on his death till just now. Like, because I feel like it's appropriate now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I lost somebody that I grew up with. Like, that's nothing to play with. Like, all right, he was trolling me. He kept making it seem like that's his baby when we wasn't even sexually active. So, but this is how I feel, bro. Blueface opened the door of disrespect and humiliation so everybody else think they could do that shit, bro. On God, bro. They seen how, what's the name, blew up off of trolling my baby and me and dropping a diss, and then I have to drop a diss back with my boo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like my ex seen that transaction and how, like, all right, if I started beef, like, say if I started beef with you and we just say we hung out once or twice. Yeah. And then I use that once or twice as like a motive to say, oh yeah, so he did this and this and that, this and this and that, just to get a couple $1,000s from you because you gonna pay to interview me about you because, you feel me? Yeah. So for him to run up on me with a ski mask in the mall with gloves, like strapped up, like with my son, Nobody asked me, am I okay?
All right, y'all, who did it? Let me know. And let me know, do you feel like Chrisean is telling the truth? Do you feel like she is lying? Because like I said, like if it's multiple people that actually know you saying the same thing, I don't know. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notification bells on, and let me know if you have any other additional information to add about this Chrisean and Ronnie information below. Leave it down in the comment section. I love you guys. I will talk to y'all later on tonight. I love the ones who love me back.